Hi, Joe Bryant here, Mercer Island High broadcast media instructor. I just want to take a moment and say thank you to the Mercer Island community and specifically the Mercer Island Schools Foundation for the support in the form of grants and other things that you have provided to our radio students over the years. We have gotten to soundproof our studios thanks to you. We have speakers out in the hallways so all the students can listen as they're passing by to classes, and it's been a really big help. I could talk to a long time about how much I appreciate it, but I think you would rather hear from the students. Here's some of the class of 2020 from the broadcast media program at Mercer Island High.
My name is Meghna. I've been in radio for 3 years now, and I'm currently a program director for KMIH.
Hi, I'm Ali Shoup, and I have been in radio since freshman year. The past 2 years, I have been a program director for the station. I have also had a show since freshman year with my friend Natalie Wilson called On the Road with Ali and Natalie, which is always the highlight of my Monday because that's the day we record.
My name's Dan Wenzel. I've been in radio for 2 years. And originally I joined because I wanted to fill a class, and I never thought it'd become my favorite class.
Hello everyone, my name is Lila Schroff. I am the current student general manager of KMIH 889 The Bridge, and this is my second year in the broadcast media program here at Mercer Island High School.
My name is Natalie Wilson. I've been a part of the radio broadcasting program for the past 4 years, where I've served as both our news director my sophomore year, and then I served as our operations manager my junior and my senior year.
I'm Maya. I've been in the radio program for 2 years. So I joined radio my freshman year when I met Joe at the 8th grade curriculum fair. And then I joined again my senior year because I missed it.
My name is Ryan Cotter. I've been a part of KMIH since January of 2020. I am the creator, host, and editor of the talk show Been Thinking About You, and the co-host of the show, probably gonna get a little bit messy.
My name is Ben Connolly. I've been a part of the radio station for only 1 semester. I was introduced to it by a lot of my friends who were already on the radio station.
My name is Mark Pearson. I started in the radio program as a junior, so this makes it my second year, and I can't be more thankful for it.
Because of our community and our amazing teacher, Joe Bryant, I've been able to watch the radio program grow for the past 4 years.
The community that MIHS Radio has become, where 100 plus students flourish in an educational environment that's also creative and artsy and passionate and fun.
What I love about this station is that there's really a place for everyone. And I know people say that and they say, oh, there's a place for everyone. But I mean it in a genuine sense in that it doesn't matter what you're passionate about or what your talent is. We have a use for it, right? Like you could be really into music production and artists and sound. Great, there's a place for you, of course. Maybe you're into social media and web design and graphic design. We have a spot for you. Maybe it's the engineering side of things. We have a total need for that. Business and marketing, really anything, like reporting. I honestly can't think of something we couldn't fit in. And maybe we don't have a cut and dry path for how to use those skills to benefit the station, but we make it work. And that's sort of an awesome thing.
Because radio is so diverse in interests, you learn so much about other topics, about your own topics. The people around you foster your learning just as much as the initiative radio gives you to foster your own.
You know, Joe lets you do pretty much as long as you can explain it to him and tell him what it's going to be about, you can go ahead and do that show. And that's one of the really cool things about 889 The Bridge.
Something that's really valuable to me is being able to give back to my community and make people around me happy. And the number of times radio has been my avenue to do so is incredible. I mean, off the top of my head, I can think of Day of Unity and the Week of Unity this year, where radio student leadership organized a 24-hour broadcast and then a full week-long broadcast completely focused on bringing the community together, spreading love. And the number of voices and conversations we were able to initiate and share was something that really showed me the value of just communicating and storytelling and talking. And on top of that, things like the unified sports games that we broadcasted, and I was part of organizing because of my avenue in radio and leadership in radio. You know, something where we could give back to students who were under-recognized but so appreciated was so incredibly valuable. It makes your heart feel full, and radio is our way to do that. It's a way to make so many people feel happy and heard.
I was also a transfer student at the beginning of this year, the senior year. So this station really gave me a community which I could have fun with.
I could go on for hours and you'd all get bored, but I could just talk about how much I've learned and grown as a result of this program. And I'm amazed by how resilient it is. You know, when the coronavirus started becoming a real threat and things started shutting down, I wasn't afraid that our group of students wasn't going to be creative. Obviously it's not ideal, but I knew that everybody had the passion to continue it, and it really came through. Like, our trip to New York was canceled, but instantly, thanks to the parents and teachers and students in this community, we'd reorganized a live streaming session. And then as soon as, you know, things really started to become, you need to stay at home and we're not going to be in school for class, the show must go on and radio programs continue, and there's no shortage of students and even some of their families filling the airwaves with their voices and their stories.
I started out last year as a junior, and Joe, he allowed me to explore my passions, which one of them is country music, and he allowed me to program my own music and voice track my own shows, so I was able to really dive in deep into what my passion was and really explore not only who I was as a person, but also how I can improve myself over time. With each subsequent program and show, I was able to grow, and it was just receiving an email from a listener. It was just a great sense of pride that I really wouldn't have been able to obtain anywhere else at the school.
Freshman year, I got second place for Best Individual Newscast at the State Awards, which came as a really wonderful surprise. And it helped me to kind of prove to myself that the work I had been doing was paying off.
I remember the first day Joe told me that I could become famous from being in radio, and it intrigued me, and so I joined, and it became one of my favorite classes, so I'm really glad I did. I eventually got some of my friends to come in, and I've been in many different shows. Originally it was the Nate and Adam show, and then it was the Nate and Adam featuring Harvey show, and then it turned into the crossover. We have interviewed many different people, including people locally and internationally. I've always had fun. It's a really nice environment, and it's also helped me with my speaking skills in front of other people.
Honestly, my favorite thing about radio is probably just being on the air and being able to listen to yourself on the radio, but also having the opportunity to make so many new friendships. Some of my best friends are from being in that class.
It was one of my favorite things about high school, was just making the connections with the other people in the radio class and just being able to broadcast and put them out for other people to see and just keep that as well. Just for my own personal memories. Like, for example, one of my best friends, I interviewed him as part of a project for radio, and he at the time had just immigrated to the United States from Mexico, and this past summer he just moved away. So that interview that I do with him is really special because it's something that only him and I did. We were able to have that conversation and ultimately save it, and it's something that reminds me of him, and it's something that I really cherish today.
Joe has always told me that I have a talent for this, that I can really do whatever I set my mind to, and if it weren't for Joe and it weren't for this radio broadcasting program, to be quite frank, I don't know what I would want to pursue. Words can't even describe how much I love the radio broadcasting program and how much it's left an imprint on my life. I'm happy to say that I will be studying journalism and studying to be a broadcaster in college, where I will be going to Chapman University.
Being a part of the radio program at the high school has inspired me to continue to pursue the broadcast media field in college.
For me personally, I've been able to find my voice, find things I care about, and do things about it. You don't realize how just spending 50 minutes in a room with a microphone talking will help you find your voice, what you find yourself leaning towards every time you talk, what you really are passionate about. I personally found through radio, because at this point I'm going to go to college and study journalism and political science and economics, but radio has given me conviction as I move to the later parts of my life on what I want to pursue and what I know I can get out of it.
You know, I'm a big believer in the idea that you can learn so much just by having conversations with people and talking to people and being interested and being curious. And so these past 2 years in radio, I've been able to talk to so many amazing people and learn from them, and in interviews and in class, and those experiences are so valuable, and they're experiences that are often missing, I think, from your core classes. Of course, you have fabulous academic instruction, but you aren't learning what it's like to manage a team or to communicate with the community. And all those tools of management and teamwork and communication are so important in so many of the fields that students will go into out in the world.
I used my experience throughout radio to actually score a gig presenting one of this year's recipients of the Pathfinder Awards, Robin Bennett. And while the event was canceled due to this current situation, I definitely feel that a lot of the skills that you can learn with radio is with teamwork, collaboration, time management, since I was often bouncing multiple projects at once, technical skills, be able to use an Adobe Audition or the soundboard.
This past summer, I was also able to work as part of the radio broadcasting team for Seafair and Log Room Radio, which was an incredible experience. I was really fortunate enough to be able to contribute to that team, and it really showed me what the real world is like.
I love speaking, I love articulating things, I love communicating with people, getting to know people, and that's what radio is at the very core. And Joe has showed that to me. He's so passionate about radio and about what he does. When you have someone in front of you that loves what they teach and what they do, it makes you excited about what you do. Every day, I just looked forward to going to radio. I knew that when I was on air and when I was with my friends in the classroom, I could really be myself, and that's something that you can't do in many different classes.
Especially my relationship with Mr. Bryant, I actually wasn't officially a student for radio until the beginning of second semester, and I originally met him because he agreed to be a mentor on an audio report doing for science, and through our collaboration, he gave me a chance to be on the station, which I'm incredibly grateful for, because I believe he's the first adult I can genuinely say is truly a mentor to me.
And the program has given me the ability to become a better public speaker. It's given me leadership skills, and it's given me a teacher, Joe, who's become one of my biggest mentors in high school.
Even though I've only been with the radio for 4 months or whatever the first semester was before we got shut down, I really enjoyed being on the radio and having my own shows and being able to do all the different parts that come in the radio station. And it was more than a normal class. It's definitely more than a regular class. You really do different things that are very unique that you don't get to do somewhere else that you wouldn't expect out of a normal high school.
While radio isn't going to be as popular as it once was, the general concept of audio stories and reports via podcasts and NPR, it's thriving more than ever, and I think it's going to continue thriving. To have an opportunity to teach students how to experiment and play that art form and create something for themselves that they are passionate about, and to foster their own voices and connect with others, I think that's awesome. I think that's something that should be incorporated in more schools throughout the country and throughout the world.
Not having radio at the high school, I think, would fundamentally change how our hallways sound like, for one, without speakers blasting music. But at the same time, radio has served as an outlet for all kinds of students. It's a way that maybe people don't realize, but it definitely brings the high school community specifically together. And I'm really, really grateful that I was able to be a part of radio and experience all it had to offer, and then in return help the radio program grow, because it taught me so much, and I'm really excited to see where the program goes in the future.
I just want to say a huge thank you from the bottom of my heart for everyone that helps make the radio community what it is.
I'm so grateful for the community and the support the Mercer Island Schools Foundation has given the radio program.
Especially to Joe for everything he does, and to the rest of Mercer Island for supporting it in whatever way that is.
There you have it, the class of 2020, a really special group. I'd love it if you would consider continuing to support the Mercer Island Schools Foundation and all the great work that gets done. It's going to be a challenging time. And by the way, we're here to support you as well. KMIH is a worldwide heard radio station, and if you have any way that we can use this student-powered, award-winning frequency to help the community, please let us know. We really appreciate it, and we're really proud to call ourselves Islanders.
Make sure to tune in to 88.9 The Bridge.